At a time when the Japanese are dealing with heightened Chinese aggression over the Senkaku Islands, the Biden administration in the US has decided to abandon them. The repercussions of this can be grave. Hi, and welcome to TFI Global, the foreign affairs and geopolitical analysis arm of the TFI Media Group. I am your host Shubhangi, and in this video, we shall discuss how the Biden administration's fresh decision to backstab Japan is going to hurt US-Japan ties. Let's begin. The East China Sea is fast seeing an escalation in tensions triggered by unwarranted Chinese belligerence over the Senkaku Islands. Japan is in no mood to relent, and long gone are the days when Tokyo would take to placating Beijing and pleading it to not launch an attack. Now, Japan is waiting for China to make the first move so that it can thrash the living daylights out of it. Yet Tokyo must brace itself for a betrayal by its closest ally, the United States. Under the new Biden administration, the sole focus of which is to woo China and Iran, American troops are about to be withdrawn from Japan and dispersed all across the Indo-Pacific instead. Joe Biden might be a slow and lazy man, but he is most definitely cunning as well. As such, his administration is now trying to project the troop repositioning in the Indo-Pacific as a positive development which will make the USA's posture in the region more quote-unquote agile and secure American troops from advanced Chinese missile offenses. Yet, at the core of this troop repositioning lies the fact that American forces will need to be taken out of permanent bases and shifted to more non-traditional venues across the contested region, which will leave USA's allies like Japan in the lurch. Biden is diluting the military posture against China, but he wants allies to believe something else. According to a report by Nikkei Asia, the US will deploy its Indo-Pacific military presence far and wide, rather than keep it concentrated at a handful of bases as it seeks to protect itself from China's advanced missile capabilities. This is especially bad news for countries like Japan, where the US has a large, concentrated mass of troops. The dispersal program being executed by the Biden administration at permanent bases in locations such as Yokosuka, home of the Navy's 7th Fleet, and where 12 large warships are stationed, and Okinawa, where more than half of the 50,000 US military personnel stationed in Japan are located, will most definitely lead to a vacuum of allied forces for Tokyo. Let us try and explain the USA's dispersal of troops with an example. Consider the Senkaku Islands, which, although are sovereign Japanese territory, are being eyed by an expansionist China on a daily basis, due to which the CCP has deployed its coast guard to regularly intrude into Japanese waters and thus escalate tensions with Japan in the East China Sea. In fact, recently, Xi Jinping even accorded China's Coast Guard with tremendous powers of firing at quote-unquote foreign vessels at sight and forcefully evicting them out of the Chinese-claimed waters. The Coast Guard has also been told to dismantle all physical features and structures belonging to foreign powers in areas illegally claimed by China. This is the best China can do. Anything over this and there will be war with Japan. However, Biden's plans of troop dispersal will make the invasion of the Senkaku Islands by China a cakewalk, as there will be no sufficient American troops to defend Japan's sovereignty over the islands unlawfully called by China as the Diaoyu Islands. It is solely the concentration of American troops in Japan which is a deterrent force against China from launching a full-blown armed offensive against Tokyo. Remove American troops from the equation and a power asymmetry of sorts is created between Japan and China, which the latter will most definitely take advantage of. Many might argue that the dispersal of American troops in the Indo-Pacific is a Trump-era strategy which Biden is simply executing. Most definitely it is. However, Biden is only conveniently pulverizing Japan and opening several avenues for China to attack it. Biden's troop dispersal is centered around the repositioning of existing American troops in the Indo-Pacific, which is a disaster to say the least. On the other hand, former President Donald Trump was withdrawing American troops unnecessarily deployed in Europe, Afghanistan, and the Middle East. So Trump's strategy was different. The troop repositioning strategy of Donald Trump nowhere included compromising on existing permanent bases in the Indo-Pacific and playing with the quantum of forces present there. Even if troops would be transferred to other areas in the region from such bases, they would be compensated for by the incoming troops withdrawn by Trump from other parts of the world. But Biden has no such plan. His sole motive seems to be that of ensuring that China has a free run in the Indo-Pacific and invades any part of it which Xi lays his eyes on. Already, the Biden administration, unlike its predecessor, has taken an about turn on the subject of Japanese sovereignty over the Senkaku Islands, with U.S. Defense Department spokesman John Kirby recently apologizing for calling the islands as recognized territories of Japan. This, added with Biden's troop repositioning plans, make it quite clear that the current U.S. administration is simply insincere towards its closest allies.